This is my spoiler video review of East of Eden by John Steinbeck. As you can tell, a time was definitely had. This is definitely the most I've ever tabbed a book, and I also have some sticky notes in here because I couldn't fit everything in the margins. I do want to start off by saying this is a retelling of the Cain and Abel story from the Bible, as well as themes from Adam and Eve. Both are in the book of Genesis, and both are really big plot devices for this story. Start off the story with Cyrus Trask, who is the father of the first generation Cain and Abel, Adam and Charles Trask. He functions as a dark and deceitful representation of a father, and passes on certain traumas down to his sons. He sort of verbally forces Adam to go into the war. Charles sees Adam and his father talking and gets jealous, but really, it's just them talking about Adam going into the war. Cyrus does not send Charles because he sees an inner rage in him that he feels will be unleashed if he goes into the war. So he decides to send Adam instead. Cyrus passes away, Adam spends some time away, and then he comes back to spend some time with Charles. This is where we meet the very complex character of Kathy Ames. She represents pure evil and hatred, much like that of the devil. Adam falls for her, marries her, and doesn't see past her deceitful nature. Adam wants his perfect idea of paradise on this farm, and so he fails to see how Kathy manipulates him and other people. A lot of people are upset with the fact that the evil entity in the book is a woman, but in this particular retelling and story, it just works. You can't really have your Adam without Eve, and it all ties together in the end. Further along in the story, Adam and Kathy have two twin boys, and they name them Cal and Aaron Trask. Kathy then runs off to her own house. This is a place where she manipulates people into making her money. The reason why Kathy is such a complex character is because she sees so much evil in the world that she is just disgusted with it, so she herself becomes evil. Next we have Samuel Hamilton, who is the Trask's neighbor and friend. He represents goodness, intelligence, and humanity in contrast to the Trask family. Next, and most importantly, in my opinion, we have Lee. Lee is a California-born Chinese-American who serves as a moral guide and stabilizing force to the Trask family. He ends up becoming the Trask family housekeeper and ends up taking care of the twins. Lee then emerges as the intellectual anchor of the story. He tells Adam and Samuel about the story of Cain and Abel. His family also studied Hebrew, which leads to his discovery of the word timshel, meaning thou mayest. This word validates the power of human choice, free will, and hope. And this word is the center of the story, driving the point home that we have the choice to choose between good and evil. This is one of the most incredible stories I've ever read. As you can see, there is a lot to cover in here. It is jam-packed with philosophy, family drama, all to represent a bigger picture. I will remember this book for the rest of my life. Definitely go pick it up. Of course, there's a lot more to it than I have said, but I think you should read it to find out the true depth in this book. Happy reading!